Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Sophia. Here at Sophia L Mindset, we talk about the subconscious mind. It is fascinating with the subconscious mind because it holds everything you need to change anything in your life. And I don't know about you, but there were so many things that had the basics of what I wanted in my life, but then there were like little things that were really hard to obtain. And I realized that going in on the subconscious mind is the trick. So I learned all about it so I can come and teach you this. I mean, really to change my own life selfishly. And then I'm like, I can't not share this with people who, like me, want to change things and don't know where to start. So I got you. You can continue living your life, and I will do the heavy lifting over here when it comes to the subconscious mind. Okay. Does that sound good? Okay, great. Let's just get right into today's video. If you've been around, you may have heard me talk about blissfully aligned destiny. It's my newest, one of my newest. I actually have a newer offer that I'm excited to share later on in the video. But for now, Blissfully Aligned Destiny is one of my newer courses. And it's a course for people who just want to lose some weight. And we never say lose because that's not the right way to say it because we don't actually want to ever lose anything. We associate that with a negative. So we say shed some weight, tone up, maybe make that easy, right? I am never about let's figure out the hardest, most challenging way to do anything. I am very much let's work smarter, not harder type of person. So if you're into that, also, you're my girl or my boy. I wanted to love what I'm doing. I don't want to hate any part of my life. I don't want to be annoyed with any part of my life on a day to day basis, right? I want to love my life in full, every single aspect of it. I don't care if some people may think that that's just delusional and that's unrealistic. And I didn't come here for people's realistics. I came here to live my own life in the way that I want to live it. And my desires are never wrong. They have never, ever steered me wrong, not my true, real desires, right? And I find that to be true with clients, with family, with everybody. If you're really clear on them, on what you really desire, it will not steer you wrong. You're supposed to follow it. So I knew I had some weight to shed. Now, I'm just going to tell you the whole story because this wouldn't be the Sophia show if I didn't tell you the whole freaking story. I love this about myself. I love that I want you to understand and I want you to be able to put yourself in my shoes and walk it with me. So you get it hand in hand. Let's go, bestie. And I love when people do that with me, especially if it's something I'm interested in. So hopefully you guys are interested in this and you want to be here. So I had a baby almost 3 years ago now. And my son was about 9 months old when I lost pretty much all the pregnancy weight. And I felt good in my skin. I felt like just fit and sexy again and feminine. And I love those feelings so much. And so that lasted a few months. I felt like a better version of me because I welcome every phase of life. I find that this is the key, you guys, with not ever trying to stay the same. I think women can get caught up in this idea that you lose yourself when you have kids, but it's not that you lose yourself. Of course, it depends on how you want to look at it. But I choose to see it as I'm becoming a different version of myself. I'm becoming the version of myself who now has a child. And if it's two kids, that of the version of me who now has two kids. Those are all different versions of you, 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever. Even when you have pets, anything that you do, start a business, travel more, it's a version of you that now travels more. It's not the same version of you that you were before, right? So let's normalize and welcome these different phases with just open minds and open hearts, right? And let's keep space for magic and possibilities. And the old you, the you that you were or even are right now, is predictable. You know what to expect. You know what this version of you experiences, what you're feeling on a day to day. basis. You know all that. It's not even exciting anymore. It can be good and it can be great, but welcome change, welcome it and make peace with it. And more than that, know that there's magic and possibility in that there is not in the predictability. You know what I mean? We're like capping yourself when you're thinking of it that way. So I hope that helps. Just open up your eyes to see this differently. And when you see things differently, you will experience differently. So now back to postpartum, right? So I was feeling great. I lost pretty much all the weight I had gained. Something happened internally, you guys. And this is my theory of what happened. If you are new here, I will tell you quickly. I had unexplained secondary infertility for 7 years. I was trying to get pregnant for 7 years naturally. I was very big on that. There's certain things in my life where I'm not willing to budge in that area. And in other areas, I'm very open minded and I make room for possibilities and miracles and God knowing a better way than I do and being open to it. But there are certain things in my life that I am not available for different paths. And I fully believe this is because God put this in my heart, this desire and this need to figure this out in this way. And one of those things for me was getting pregnant naturally, right? So then I did. And the journey to my son, the journey to getting pregnant naturally helped me become the version of me that I needed to be for this boy, right? And I'm not getting emotional, but I definitely can. So we're not going to go too much into this boy who totally took over my heart and soul in the most beautiful, blissful way. But all that to say, trust yourself the way. You know what you're meant to do. And when you don't, then be open. God, show me the way. Angels, whoever, universe, whoever you believe in, help me, guide me, show me the way. And I was still asking for guidance on my journey, but in a natural way. What are some natural things that I can try that I haven't yet? And I was led to rapid transformational therapy. If you want to know more about this, you can go to my first video. I talk about this. And I just knew this was the thing that was going to get me pregnant, right? So in rapid transformational therapy, there's also hypnosis. And I am so big on hypnosis. This was 2022, so 4 years ago. You are who you say you are. If I am in the predictable with I'm struggling to conceive, nothing's working. People are conceiving left and right. What's wrong with me? I'm healthy. We're happy together. We want to have more beautiful, healthy babies. What the heck? I got married so young. I should be on my third or fourth kid by now. All of these thoughts were working against me. They were making me feel behind, in lack, in scarcity, that there was something wrong with me, that they get to have it, but I don't. Such a victim mentality. So much of it was victim mentality, right? I wasn't in my power. So that's why I say also, the journey to finally getting pregnant again with a viable pregnancy changed me. It changed me in the most amazing ways. It made me realize what's possible. It made me realize I was living with a victim mentality and I was giving my power away to all of these outside things when I have everything I need within me, right? And so, of course, anything and everything that I'm saying about me also applies to you, right? We're all humans. We're all equal. And I do believe we were all created equally. So don't come at me. Like, I know you have a mind and I know that you can use it no matter what your story is, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your upper limits and your glass ceiling and your limiting beliefs are, you can reprogram them with hypnosis. And this is why I love hypnosis, right? So I had the most amazing pregnancy. And now the reason I brought this whole story up, getting to the point here, is because I went so hard on reprogramming my mind for what weight meant, right? For what putting on extra weight meant to me when I had such a negative association with it because I looked and felt a certain way most of my adult life. And I gained so much weight with my daughter and had trouble walking after I had her. And so I had all these fears, right? I had my OB come into the room tell me, like, that I have been. He was great and God blessed him and he did the best he could with what he knew. And he was like, next time we're definitely doing a C-section. And that's my biggest fear. Okay. I didn't realize the depth of the moment and what that meant. In that moment, when he said that, everything inside of me was like, oh, we're not having another baby. Absolutely not. No, we're blocking this at all costs. This is never going to happen again. Right. And the body keeps the score. The body remembers, right? The body keeps the score as a book. The body remembers. And so 3 years later is when we really started trying and nothing is working, right? And so finally, hypnotherapy did. But with hypnotherapy and rapid transformational therapy, I reprogrammed every limiting belief of mine that I had in and around not only pregnancy and having a second child, and how that alone would change me and my life and our family and all of it, but also my body. We all have these weird beliefs, right? Because they're not logical. I knew so many people that had C-sections and survived them and were thriving after them, right? But in my mind, I associated that, like I put that in a box with like death. Like, you might as well just kill me. Don't ever do that to me. Okay. That's just what it is for me. Okay. It is not true. Of course, it's not true. People like schedule them. And there's people with zero fear with that and would prefer that. Amazing, to each their own. For me, that was like the worst thing he could have said to me, right? Literally, because it blocked me. That was one of my biggest blocks that I had to, number one, uncover and realize the weight that that held within me, within my subconscious mind, right? And also reprogram that. So I had to reprogram the whole idea of, if I were to have a C-section, I would be okay. Look at all the proof. Look at this one and that one that had it, and listen to positive stories on C-sections and all of that. So I did all of that. I reprogrammed my mind for that part of it. And then there was the weight part of it. Actually, I'm beautiful at any size. We all are, right? And I will still be fit. I will still work out. I will still be flexible and move my body, and I'll be able to shed the weight so quickly. If I work out the whole pregnancy, because with my daughter, I didn't. I knew, like, this time around, I'm going to do things differently. And it wasn't enough to say it logically with my analytical mind the way that I'm speaking to you right now, right? Your subconscious mind is on another brainwave state. So to access the subconscious, it needs to be in a suggestible state, which is often in the theta brainwave state, sometimes alpha. And so, right before sleep and first thing in the morning, your subconscious mind is like front and center. So, anything you say during those times, you guys, you're like setting your day on a level you may not even be aware of. Right. So if you're waking up like dreading the day ahead, you're going to experience mostly an annoying, frustrating, dreadful day. Right. But if you wake up and fully try to like be your biggest cheerleader and convince yourself like, this is going to be the best day ever. I've never seen this one before. Whatever the date is, 3/31/26. Oh my God, how amazing. I'm excited. Whatever. Start counting your blessings. Start saying gratitude list every morning. Sheets on your bed. Like, I love my sheets on my bed. I love my mattress. I love my pillow. I love who I share my bed with every night, right? So those are like right there. I have a handful of things. My skin as I'm washing up, my teeth, like, just go in on gratitude. We think it has to be this like big grand things we have to be grateful for, but it's not true. The things that actually and truly and really matter, you know, are the things that we often take for granted, are the things that we often don't even think to be grateful for because we're so used to them. And that's another thing. We're comfortable with it. It's the norm for us. It's familiar. So I made familiar, especially after I had my son and all this extra weight, because I was just so happy and blissful, you guys, that I finally had this baby, right? And like his soul was calling mine. I talk about that in my fertility mindset course. And I have like a whole module on how you can also connect with your spirit baby. It's amazing. I didn't know that was possible until I learned that it was possible. And then it's like in my freaking mind because it's so real. And so I was connecting with this boy file before I even had him. I worked on, we reprogrammed all that. Right? So I was more than comfortable with extra weight. I was happy for it because it meant I carried a child to full term, right? So I had a lot of work to do throughout the whole pregnancy, but especially to even get pregnant. Obviously, it took 7 years, But once I figured out this way of doing things and how to get to my subconscious mind, I know myself and I knew what I had to do, right? And how to get to the root cause of what was blocking me from getting pregnant. And so when I made weight so comfortable, I made weight so familiar that it meant nothing about my worth, right? Because I did tie that in with my worth. And I grew up with this stuff programmed into me, like you have to be thin, you have to be tall, you have to be gorgeous. And like if you weren't, at least try. And so good luck if you're not. Looks was a big thing growing up, right? It definitely was tied to your worth because once upon a time, only the pretty girls got married, right? And got chosen to be wifed up. So this goes back really, really deep. It didn't start with me, it started way before. And so the weight was familiar, right? Weight was more than okay because I so much so reprogrammed that part of my mind to believe this and to know this. And so now it was wired to know weight is good. Weight means we carried a child. Weight means we had a beautiful, successful full term pregnancy, especially because you don't really gain much of the weight. Every pregnancy is different. But typically, you don't gain a lot of the weight until like the mid second trimester to the third trimester, especially the third trimester. And the second trimester is so exciting because you start showing, right? So the weight is good and it's amazing and it's beautiful until it gets like a little overwhelming and you feel like wobbling and you don't look like yourself anymore. So you kind of look funny or feel funny sometimes. And I believe you guys felt like a goddess the whole time. Like there was one person in my life that loved pregnancy. Okay. They said they would do it again so many times. And I remember I thought that was so strange. Like, I almost didn't believe them, but I trust them and I know them well. It's a family member of mine and she loved everything about it. So when was reprogramming my mind to get pregnant again before I had my son, before he got pregnant, I was thinking about what did I want? What did I really, really desire? In pregnancy, I get to have what I want. I know this now. I'll reprogram my mind to experience it the way that I want to experience it. So, how do I want to experience it? And I thought of my cousin of mine who was literally the only person who I knew personally who had such an amazing experience, start to finish, loved her entire pregnancy, was so beautiful, was glowing, was a very petite girl and loved the weight gain. She loved all of it. She just loved everything about it and enjoyed the whole experience. And I gotta send it to her so she watches this in case she doesn't. I remember thinking I want to experience what she experienced, right? I want to be able to say that. I want to enjoy pregnancy. And now before this, you guys, I didn't even think that was possible. And I realized like, oh, we really do have different experiences. And it really is so much so of what we believe to be true. And beliefs can be changed, right? So I gained the weight back. Okay. I gained the weight back. I had lost it 9 months postpartum, was feeling great. And my body was like, wait a minute. We love weight. Remember? Let's keep the weight on. Let's have more babies. So here's what it looked like in real life. This is what was going on internally. Most of us don't realize this. Internally, my nervous system and my subconscious mind were like, this is good. We're good here. This is where we're comfortable. Why would we lose the weight? And so when we want something and it doesn't work, you're doing all the things, right? Like you may be working out, you may be watching what you eat, like I was, and the number on the scale is not changing, and your clothes are like slightly fitting you a little bit better, but not really. There's no real change, and you're putting in all this effort, and you're like, what the heck? Like, this works. Like, I know what to do to get myself to where I need to be weight wise and it's just not working. You're doing all the things and motivation's not the issue. It's just not happening. Know that your subconscious mind is unclear with what we're trying to do here consciously. So you just have to go to the root. You have to go in there and figure out what the beliefs are at the root about whatever it is you're trying to accomplish and then reprogram that. There's conflicting thoughts there and beliefs there, right? That are not aligning with what you want. When your subconscious beliefs, right? Your deep rooted beliefs and your conscious wants and your actions are aligned, you can do anything. You can do anything that you want to do. But when those things are not aligned, you can do everything and it still won't work. You know, your girl went in on just bigger than I even wanted, right? I love Pilates. And so I was thinking, like, you know what? The version of me that now has 2 kids, her own business, is freaking just so happy and feeling like my heart is full, like I'm just happy, you know? The version of me who's thriving and successful and even at a better level is working out. She loves the gym. She's doing cardio a few times a week for sure. She, again, I said loves the gym. Now, if you know me, you know I've hated the gym for almost 4 decades, okay? Hated the gym. Couldn't get me there. If you got me there, it was show support. I hated it. I hated the way that it felt. I didn't feel like I was going to accomplish anything there. Like, I prefer working out at home on my mat by myself. I don't have to wait for anybody. I don't have to worry about anybody like being creepy. I feel like it's something that you do in private. It's like one of those things that I'm weird about. I especially hate the treadmill. I think it's like the most boring thing in the world. I couldn't understand people who would like go and run on a treadmill but I'm not a big cardio girl either. I was like, okay, if I'm reprogramming my mind for what I want in this area, I love the gym. This version of me loves the gym. Okay. Doesn't just like it, loves the gym, loves to get on the treadmill, loves meeting her steps goal every single day, runs on it, works her heart, does the cardio, and is in such great health, in the best health and shape of her life, right? And has time for it. You know, time is not ever an issue. And how can I go even more? How can I make this even more just completely different, unfamiliar, unusual, uncomfortable from where I was then, you guys, at that time, which was like, I'm not even kidding you. It was like 2.5 weeks ago. I got on the treadmill and within a minute, I was like, I freaking hate this. I hate this. That's what I was saying in my mind. I hate this. This is so annoying. I'm staring at this freaking screen and the wall behind it. It's so boring. How do people do this? I was just on a loop saying all these things that were just not helpful whatsoever. I was just being realistic. And I was saying in my mind what I was feeling in the moment. And then I was running on it, and then my body started giving me signals as it does. And I started feeling like I was going to faint. I literally just started running. There's no way, like 70-year-olds run more than I have been right now, and they wouldn't pass out. Like, get it together. What is going on right now? Like, I was just like observing my body and I couldn't believe things that my mind was saying and like what my body was communicating to me. I was like, wow, this is so wild what the body does with unfamiliar things, such as me being on a treadmill and running on it, right? It's only like a few minutes now, and I fully feel like I'm gonna pass out. I start wheezing, right? I'm having trouble breathing. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, how much my body is so afraid right now. My nervous system is like, stop, stop. Like, inside, have you ever seen the movie Inside Out? So, inside, like, my nervous system was freaking out, like, stop, stop. No, this is dangerous. We can't do this. My heart rate was like through the roof. Now I'm like starting to believe my body. And I'm like, holy shit, my body is like freaking out. So I'm like, let me calm down. Let me regulate myself. So I slow down. I'm like doing a light jog and I'm like, this is safe. Inside, obviously, this is all my internal dialogue. And I'm like, this is safe. We are safe. This is totally safe. I can do this. I am doing so many good things. This beautiful brand new machine is doing so many good things for me, for my body and for my health and for my future, for my children. And I'm just going down the list of why it's good, right? And I can lower my heart rate and I can regulate myself right now. And I am safe because here's the thing, when your nervous system starts to freak out like that, like you're going to die, it's really that serious. Internally, it's protecting you from death because anything unfamiliar it associates with unsafe. And its job, your nervous system's job is to protect you and keep you safe, right? When you know this, you know how to work with your nervous system and you know how to work with your subconscious mind, right? That's also trying to keep you safe and alive. So you can dialogue with it, especially if you have experience in this and you work it like a muscle, right? Like you would anything with repetition and with familiarity, your body and your subconscious will start to listen to you more and more and trust you. So that's what I did. I was like, this is good. I pushed through for 30 minutes. I was not loving it, but I knew I wasn't going to die. And within the first couple minutes, everything in me was telling me, get off. This is unsafe. Look, you can't even breathe. I lowered my heart rate. I regulated my nervous system, all while slightly jogging on the treadmill. And then like I would up the incline and up the speed a little, like little by little, and just show myself, see, like we're good. We're good. We're okay. Just dialogued with myself. And I also practice hypnosis regularly. I work with my subconscious mind regularly, but this is more than possible. That was like a little over 2 weeks ago. And for hating it for decades, right? Like I said, I now miss the gym. My goal was to go 4 days a week cardio and 4 days a week Pilates also. And so the next day, I upped my 30-minute treadmill sesh to an hour. And I'm totally fine. And I can go for the full hour and I don't wheeze and I don't faint. I don't even feel like I'm going to faint. I'm like, gaining energy as I'm going. It's such a wild thing in comparison to my experience, my first time on the treadmill after a long while of not being on the treadmill or doing cardio, really. I get walks in, but not like running and jogging, stuff like that and on an incline. It was pretty wild to experience. And more so now that I'm speaking about it out loud, because when you're in it, you're just like, things just normalize so quickly, But when we're talking about it, especially when we're having feedback. So if you want to give me feedback and leave me some comments, that would be so nice aisle that you can completely change your mind on your experience of the gym, right? And then wanting to go, not only wanting to go, but like looking forward to it. Literally look forward to it, you guys. I upped it by 30 minutes, like I said. So now I go for the full hour. Yesterday I went for a little longer even, and I just like stopped because I had things that I needed to do. But I could have kept going, is the point where I thought I was going to die after 2 minutes a little over 2 weeks ago. Like I said, it's just so wild what we're capable of when we're working with our minds. So, this is why I'm so big. This is just another reason, yet another reason why I'm so big on working with your mind. Now, blissfully aligned destiny, the role that that played in this was I got clear on what I wanted. So, within blissfully aligned destiny, we work on body, so physical, if you're wanting to shed weight, tone, gain muscle, whatever it is you're trying to do. So, it's teaching you how to work with your mind in ways that you can easily and quickly do this, and then your abundance in your life financially, especially how much money you're available for as far as like savings and investing and money coming in and passive income, whatever it is, debt, like getting rid of debt and realizing there's root causes to this stuff too that we may not realize. But when we do, you guys, it applies to every area of your life. The third thing that we do in Blissfully Aligned Destiny is we get clear on your purpose. And I have a formula in there that's my tried and true formula. And it was really beautiful for me to see what it said because it's exactly what I'm doing in my own way. There's different ways that you can apply your purpose, but what people are experiencing from it, it's really cool. Beautiful. It's just beautiful what's possible and that I'm helping people do this, which has been what I wanted to do. And it works. And it really works. And I know this. I know this in my heart. I know this in my soul. My nervous system knows this. My subconscious mind knows this, but it's a matter of everyone else also knowing it. And so, blissfully aligned destiny helped me get clear on how much weight I wanted to shed and not making the number of importance, but because that wouldn't help me, I'd be like obsessing over checking the scale every day, and I don't care to do that. For me, it was more like what I want my body parts to look like. And that helps me like have a visual in my mind of what I want. And so anytime I'm working out, especially in Pilates, I will say, I'm like envisioning my body the way that I want it to look. So when I'm doing my leg movements, I'm picturing my thigh gap the way that I want it to look. I'm picturing my legs looking as strong and healthy and line in the thigh, like the way that I want it. And I swear to you that like 10x is the speed of what it would take for me to actually get there. So take that with you as well. Blissfully aligned destiny changes your identity. And it just means the version of you right now is doing whatever it is that you're doing, your habits, what you're feeling most days, and it helps you get clear on what you actually want to be experiencing. And when you associate it with a new version of you, you're preparing your subconscious and your nervous system to know, like, we're stepping into this now. It's what's been familiar is now feeling unfamiliar because this is what we want. And so we're kind of getting all of us on board, not kind of, very much so. We're getting all parts of us on board that we need to be in alignment to live our best life and our next best version of ourselves, right? So you are changing your identity. It's just not as deep as it sounds, but it's pretty miraculous and amazing at the same time. I don't want to take away from that. It's just initially your mind might have like limiting beliefs come up. I want you to ask yourself when these things come up, kind of even physically, like what happened to me on the treadmill the first day, right? When that's happening, ask yourself this: is my life really at risk right now? Or is this just unfamiliar? And this applies to anything and everything. You'll know the answer to that. I think most of us are safe, especially if you're trying to like work on these areas of your life, which is your physical state, your abundance, and your purpose. So ask yourself that when you come up against these upper limits, right? These glass ceilings, these limiting beliefs, like, wait, this is wrong. This can't be real. This can't be true. This has to be a lie. Like whatever it is, our blocks are all a little different, but they all essentially are doing the same thing, which is trying to protect you. So lovingly say, like, no, we're actually good. This is what we want. We're safe here. We can do this. This is what we want. It's good for our heart rate to go up. Let's say if you're on the treadmill like I was that day, this is a good thing. This is what we want. This is what it means to work your heart. And you work with your mind and you say what you need to say to get all of you on board with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Blissfully Aligned Destiny is up for sale currently at a low, low price of $33. Has audios for you to listen to in the mornings, activations, I call them, for you to get your mind right first thing in the morning. And you have a hypnosis in there to listen to at night, also to make these thoughts familiar of what you actually want. And and then you can apply it in your life in bigger ways, in deeper ways also, but this is very foundational, this course. And it's a short course. And that's why if you're wanting to know how to do this work and how to start working with your mind, really, because it's not enough for you to just hear me do it like this. You want to actually get into the habit of working with your mind. And you can do that within that course and listen to those audios, and the guide is there for you, and I guide you through the whole thing. Now, also, what I wanted to share is that I opened up a new offer, which is personalized hypnosis. And essentially, you can place your order for your very own hypnosis for your deepest desires, and I will write the script like I do all my audios, and but write it specific to your own desires using your wording, your patterns and what you want to change and everything personalized to you. I mean, I would recommend everybody have a hypnosis that they're listening to if they don't already with what it is that you want. Now, the only thing that changes, the only thing that I would say about hypnosis is you're going to want to update it when you get everything that you want that's in the current hypnosis, let's say, right? That's the only thing. Only, it's not even a negative, but the only thing I would say, you're only just going to want another one when you create everything that you want in your hypnosis audio. Because like the only reason you don't currently have what you want, be it the love of your life, soulmate love, right? Relationship of your dreams, your baby, getting pregnant with a viable full term pregnancy, having your baby here, maybe your work, your purpose related, starting your own business that you always wanted to start, or doing more of what it is that you love, like your hobbies, doing more of that. The only reason you don't have that, and I know like realistically, it may seem like you don't have the time. And these things seem so real when you're in it. If you're busy, most of us are, but if you're like, I don't have time to do all this inner work and you're just not there yet, or you're not willing to give it some time, but you do want to be working with your mind, you do see the gold in this and you want to experience it for yourself, then personalized hypnosis would be the way to go because it would literally just be something that would require you to just listen to every night for 21 days to 90 days, right? To 3 months if you're an overachiever. 21 days for just really reprogramming your mind and 90 days to fully embody it, where it'll become you, where like the old version of you, like you won't, you'll be like, what? I used to be like that? Because the new version of you will be so, you'll be fully embodying that version of you. And when you're there, it's just, it's normal. It becomes normal. I've done this so many times with different things, like up leveled my identity and upgraded it. And it becomes normal so quickly because you've primed your mind for it. You've reprogrammed your mind for it and you've been working with your mind the whole time. So when it comes, it's like, oh yeah, of course, it's wonderful and amazing, but like, it's not unfamiliar. And that is the key, right? That's what we need to get to really create, have, be, do anything in our lives. So up leveling your identity, upgrading your identity, you guys, is what you want to do. And hypnosis is, in my experience and to my knowledge, is the way to go for fast results where it feels like working smarter and not harder. You know, it's in the background of your life, right? You're listening to it right before you go to sleep. Maybe you do some journaling, if you really want to be an overachiever, but like the reprogramming will occur, it will happen. And pretty amazing. So why would you not do it? It's just changed my life for the better, and not just me, but all my clients, my loved ones. We're all better versions of ourselves. And there's no limits, you guys. For so long, I thought like things were the way they were, we are the way that we are, and this is it. Like, good luck, have fun. And then I realized, actually, no, it's not it. Can move things around and shift things around and be better, get better and better. And it's exciting and it's fun. And it just really ignites you. It gives you this new zest for life, and your quality of life improves. Check out Blissfully Aligned Destiny to start working with your mind. I have more in-depth courses. My goal is to, ideally, I want everyone to have the most amazing experience. I want you to experience next level shifts and identity upgrades. I want areas in your life that you want changed, like beautifully, magically, miraculously changed from you doing this work. So I really give it my all. They're like my babies, my courses, like I've put that much love into them and I love them. They're for you. Check them out at Sophia with an FLLE.com and get started. What are you waiting for? It's painless and it's fun and it's exciting. I only wish I did this stuff earlier in my life. Life's supposed to be good. Life is supposed to feel good. You get to be feeling and getting better and better in all ways. And you get to be happy with who you are and where you are right now and love yourself fully and unconditionally and be the best version of you while leaving space for miracles and magic and possibilities. Okay, I love you. You are worthy. You are enough. You matter. And you get to live your best life. Love you. Bye.